Good evening, everyone. My name's Andrew Morgan, and today I'm going to be going over this Stoeger side-by-side shotgun. So some of you at home may be wondering right now, why are you reviewing a Stoeger side-by-side shotgun? That is very 19th century, Andrew. Well, I'm here to say that I disagree and that I still think that it's a viable tool. And so here's some of the reasons why. First and foremost, the most notable reason that this might still be a viable tool for you is because of your gun laws. So not all gun laws promote freedom like my awesome state does. So you might have to conform to their laws. Two, compactness. This thing is more compact than a lot of guns out there. So a lot of you may be thinking, well, Andrew, that's not very compact. Well, it is when you take it down. So I know that the whole takedown craze is really taking off in the tactical community, but it's been around in the hunting community for a really long time, especially when it comes to shotguns. So that being said, I can take this shotgun that was more designed for hunting and really kind of move it over into the home defense or traveling shotgun category. So that being said, when we get into compactness, I want to show you side by side what I'm talking about here. Real quick comparison here. Here are two shotguns that are pretty comparable in barrel length. They're only about an inch off from each other, but where it really makes a difference is in the receiver. So as you can see here, I have to have all this room in here for this action to move and reciprocate, where I don't in this. That in itself makes this a really tight, compact package and really affects balance and overall length.
I really like the overall length
of this gun. It really has a nice balance and feel to it, and it really gives the feeling that you could maneuver really quickly and easily with it. While we're still on the whole compactness part, I'm going to roll in a picture of this thing broken down and taken apart, so you can see that if you were traveling or traveling through states with restrictive gun laws, that this thing can actually take apart very small and compactly, more so than a lot of guns out there, definitely in the shotgun realm. So some of you may be wondering, well, Andrew, how easily does this thing take apart? Well, let me show you. So first and foremost, I'm going to remove the handguard. That pops off real quickly by just hitting this button. Let me put this guy in here. And then the next thing is I hit this little lever. This rolls forward, and that's it. Also worth noting, it doesn't take too terribly long to put this thing back together. So all I have to do is hook that little lever that pops in, and then place this little guy here, and that's it. That's all there is to it. So overall, a pretty simple little shotgun, and yeah, pretty cool, right? The next thing I want to bring up that a lot of people would think that makes this gun outdated is the fact that it holds 2 shells. And with that, I agree with you. Yes, that is definitely probably the biggest limiting factor on this gun. But with that, I will say this. Where it lacks in capacity, it makes up for in stopping power. The next thing I like about this shotgun, and this may sound redundant based off of what I've already said, but I like the simplicity of it. I like the fact that there's no working action for someone who's inexperienced to short stroke. I like that I don't have to worry about a gas system or even a recoil operated shotgun and worry about the gun jamming. A lot of the malfunctions that I see with shotguns actually tend to be user induced. So that being said, it's really kind of hard to mess this up. So the next thing I want to talk about is accuracy. So obviously this is a home defense gun. So that being said, I'm going to shoot this thing at 10 yards and we're going to see how it groups. So first off, I'm going to shoot this Federal Personal Defense load. It is a 20 gauge 2 3/4 buckshot, 24 pellets, number 4 buck at 1100 feet per second, and these are copper coated, or sorry, copper plated. So let's get this thing loaded up. All right, let's go down and take a look. All right, guys, as you guys can see here, it did pretty good. it held most of them just a little bit right of center, and we only had one pellet off target out of 24. All right, so overall, I don't think that's too horrible. I would like to see it to shoot a little bit tighter, but I think that's still pretty damn good. All right, so next up is this Federal 20 gauge 2 3/4 buckshot. It's a number 3 buck with 20 pellets at 1,200 feet per second. All right, let's see how she does. All right, let's go check it out. All right, so overall, you guys can see that I got the majority of it pretty centered. Pretty happy with that group. From what I can see, I think that we got all of our pellets on target. All of it seems to be pretty centered. A lot of them clustered right here. But overall, I'm pretty okay with that pattern. So that being said, I'm not going to complain. One thing worth noting is that you also have the option of shooting slugs. So here we're about 35 yards, and we're going to shoot this target on the far right side. Let's give him another one for good measure. As you guys can see there, the slugs definitely rock the steel. These were moving at 1,600 feet per second, and they definitely hit with some authority. All right, so overall, guys, I love this little thing. Regarding the accuracy portion of our testing, it did pretty good. We only had one pellet go off with one of the loads. Everything was pretty much center on the second load, and I was able to rock steel at 35 yards, and not just rock it, but really hit it with authority. The terminal ballistics on this thing are just amazing, even being a 20 gauge. If 20 gauge is still a little foo-foo for you, Stoeger makes this in a 12 gauge as well. Yeah, I think this is a great little gun. And while I know this thing lacks in ammo capacity, I think it's definitely going to get the show started for you. So that being said, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please do me a favor, hit like, share, subscribe, and even hit that little bell icon down there. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I will do my best to answer them. So overall, that's all I got for you guys.